Hello Wolfpack. We've got a general market update video here with Bitcoin. We're discussing Bitcoin. We're discussing the altcoin season that is going to be upcoming towards the end of the year and possibly into Q1 or Q2 next year. So not particularly aimed at any altcoin in particular, just a general market update. But at the end of the day, guys, Bitcoin controls the market. It's the largest market cap altcoin as you guys would know. So what it does basically affects 90% of altcoins in the market. Obviously, as crypto progresses in the future, as the market cap increases, as mass adoption takes place, there's going to be less and less reliance on Bitcoin. We're already seeing coins move independently. That's something I want to speak about just briefly before we get into this video, actually. If we look back in 2017 and 2013, 2014 altcoin seasons and, Bitcoin rallies, specifically the Bitcoin corrections, you can see that, literally everything Bitcoin did were followed by the majority of the market to a greater extent. But now as we go into 2021, we're heading towards 2022 here, we're seeing some more independence. We see, KSM, for example, which is a big outstander. We've got ADA. These are coins that are moving, independently from Bitcoin, which is definitely a massive step in towards that kind of trader's paradise that we want to be seeing in the next kind of cycle here in the 4-year cycle theory. When we get to that point where altcoins are moving completely independently from Bitcoin, or at least mostly independently from Bitcoin, it's going to be a lot easier for us to pick out good investments and not so much rely on Bitcoin. Obviously, there's positives and negatives to that. But that is what we're going to be looking at in the next couple of years, in the next few cycles. So we've got the first kind of point we want to get into here, which is Bitcoin will have a rough September. So all we need to do here to see what's going on with Bitcoin, actually, if we bring into the Bitcoin one-day chart quickly, we can see Bitcoin obviously has had a massive run-up from July 21st to the current day, which is August 23rd. So in the last month, it's run up from around 29K to around 50K, of which it's just breached through this morning here. So yeah, excellent price movements. Obviously, we've completely flipped over and reversed this downwards trend of which we saw after the May capitulation, which is great to see. We made a massive run up here as we broke through this low point in volume on the volume profile. We ran all the way up here to the 45K region, 44K region, in which we consolidated a bit and made this move up to 50K. So we're looking great. But I think a lot of people are asking the question, at some point this has to correct. We saw here, so if we look here at October and November 2020, we saw similar run-ups. We saw a similar run-up potentially from, early December to the start of January, a run-up from around 18K to around 41K in just, a matter of a month. So similar scale. In fact, this move was probably bigger. And then obviously we were followed, after all of that bullishness, we were followed by a massive correction down from 42K to 28K before continuing upwards, 31% correction. So I want to really make it clear, and especially to the people who are new to cryptocurrency, who are not particularly familiar with how crypto moves, which would be a lot of people watching this video, because that's what happens in bull markets and new people come to the market. This isn't going to go up forever, and you have to invest with the trend. So you see, the last, out of the last 30 candles, probably 20 of them have been green. So that's excellent, obviously, and we've flipped that support zone here, that resistance zone for support. We've made a complete trend reversal, but we have to be asking constantly, when is that correction going to come? Because they do come even in strong upwards trends. Nothing goes up forever. People take profits along the way. Institutions take profits that cause chain reaction sell-offs. So when is that correction going to come? That's what we're going to be discussing. I'm thinking September, and I'll tell you why. We have this chart here that I've uploaded to my Twitter. You would have seen yesterday if you follow me on Twitter. This is basically a chart that tracks the monthly returns for Bitcoin over the course of history from 2013 to the current date. As you can see, Bitcoin is a very cyclical moving asset class. So it moves, in a structured kind of routine, the same way every cycle. So you can see that Aprils are generally bullish for crypto, and this is due to a variety of factors that we couldn't cover in one video. But April's very bullish for crypto, February is very, very bullish for crypto, July is very bullish for crypto. But what are our bearish months? Well, September and March, and we can see that we're heading into September and we're in need of a correction. And we're overdue for a correction, so it'd make logical sense for us to correct within that September time period. And I want to bring up the Bitcoin index here on TradingView, which is basically the longest time spanning chart that Bitcoin has, which basically measures and records what Bitcoin has done since 2011, 2010 here. So, you look at, for example, the Binance chart, the Bitstamp chart, they only measure, maybe 4 years back, 3 years back. This is giving you a long time period of Bitcoin that you can use for macro analysis. And we can see if we zoom in on Septembers throughout history. So we know now that, September is typically a bearish month for Bitcoin and crypto. So we can zoom in on Septembers. What's happened in Septembers? Well, we had a September here in 2012 in which we retested the bull market support band. We came down and corrected, retested that bull market support band. All right, we can go to the next one. September here in 2013, as you can see, we dropped down, we retested that bull market support band once again. Okay, 2014, we actually dropped below the bull market support band. All right, so we can say that, we've had 3 out of 3 so far in which we've kind of interacted with that bull market support band. We've got 2015 here, in which we've dropped below the bull market support band once again, and then came back above it in the coming weeks from that. 2016, retested that bull market support band, held it for support, and continued upwards. 2017, we did a similar thing there and retested it for support, and you get the memo. Basically, every single September, and I can keep charting, but it's just going to take unnecessary time. We get the point. Every single September in Bitcoin history, or maybe one of them, it didn't happen, but the vast majority of them out of the last decade, we have retested that 20-week SMA on the bull market support band, and taking that into account, with the fact that we're going to be seeing a September correction most likely. It doesn't need to happen. Obviously, just because something's happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen now in the present. But we have to look at the macro structure, because at the end of the day, if we invest thinking it's not going to happen, all we're doing is going against the best amount of evidence we have. All right, so we don't want to invest against the trend. You invest with the trend until proven otherwise. That's the way, to make the best, most evidence-based moves in the market. Stick to the facts. Don't trade by emotion. You may be feeling euphoric. Bitcoin's made big moves, but you have to stick to what's happened in the past. And at the end of the day, guys, I'm not expecting this correction in September to bring us down, to low, to make a lower low or anything like that. I'm still expecting a very bullish October, November, December, January, potentially even more than that. But I think that in this September, we need to retest this 20-week SMA. Most likely, as I said, it doesn't need to happen. I'm not, this isn't financial advice. I'm not going to tell you for certain it's going to happen, because all I'm looking at is the facts. This isn't necessarily my opinion. I'm looking at what's happened in the past. I can tell you for a fact that 9 out of the last 10 years in September, we've retested that bull market support band. So why would it not happen this year? Just based off probability. So if we just look here, what would that mean for Bitcoin? Okay, well, basically, the bull market support band, it currently sits at $42,469. All right, obviously, that's going to change. It's probably going to go down a little bit, or go up. Who knows, until September. But when we reach September, it's going to basically be sitting around that $42,000 mark. Now, what we can do is we can go to the daily chart here, and we can look at what that would mean for Bitcoin. So we can see $42,000, if we draw it on a horizontal line, $42,000 would mean a correction of about 15-16% from current prices. Now, assuming Bitcoin, rises a bit more until September, I'm probably expecting us to go to around 53K before that point. So it's probably going to be about a 20% correction, which is completely normal. And we've seen that, as I just showed you before a few minutes ago, we had that 31% correction before the massive run up to 64K from 41K in January. So 21% really, in crypto is not that much if you consider we've ran up over 100% already, in the last month or so, just under 100%, sorry. And 21% as well, if we can see our last low here on Bitcoin was at 38K. 21% drop to 42K to retest this bull market support band would actually be a higher low. So it would still keep us in that bullish trend. We wouldn't actually lose any momentum at all. There'll be no trend reversal. There's no, people on crypto Twitter or YouTube will be calling for 20K as they always do. But if you look at the charts, you can see that's actually a very healthy correction and actually a much needed one if we're going to see that parabolic move up later on in the year and the start of next year. All right, now let's look at part 2 of this video here, which is altcoin season will probably start after Bitcoin peaks out. So we've discussed everything about the September correction, what will be happening in September most likely according to the historical data. Now let's look at what market movement is going to look like for the next few months. Usually what we see in the market is Bitcoin making the first move, Bitcoin attracting the capital from the market, Bitcoin dominance rising as a result of that, and then altcoins going parabolic after Bitcoin has topped out and is ranging in an area near its all-time high before the big drop down. Now, that's what we saw in the last altcoin season and, Bitcoin rally. And that's what we're probably going to be seeing this year. And I've got a fractal here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. For those of you who don't know, the Bitcoin dominance chart is basically a chart that measures the amount of market cap capital in Bitcoin in comparison to altcoins as a percentage. So right now, for example, as you can see, it's 44.47%. That means that 44.47% of the total amount of money in cryptocurrency is in Bitcoin, and the rest, which would be around 56%, is in altcoins. No specific altcoins, just any altcoin in the market. All right, so essentially we've got this fractal. And this fractal here, as you can see in this gray line, is taken from, whereabouts. So around July 2017 to December 2017. And this is basically when Bitcoin was making its first move before we had this altcoin season down here in January 2018 when Bitcoin dominance dropped. Because guys, remember, Bitcoin dominance has to drop for altcoins to pop off. That kind of resembles a move in the market where the capital, people are getting bored of Bitcoin. People are kind of starting to realize, well, maybe Bitcoin's topped out. Maybe I've got all I can get from Bitcoin. They start taking profits from Bitcoin, but they're not done yet. So they start shifting money into altcoins. And as a result, we see a sharp decline in Bitcoin dominance as the money flows into altcoins for altcoins to have their altcoin season and pop off before the end of the bull market. Now, that's what we've seen in the last few bull markets. That's what we're continuing to see now, most likely. So what we can see is this fractal here from July 2017 to December 2017. If we look at what happened in that time period on the Bitcoin chart, we can see here, let's map it out quickly. We have July 2017, which is back here, okay? So July 2017 all the way to December 2017 where we had that market cycle top. Now, basically what you can see is we had a 52, if I can remember correctly, we'll measure it out. Let's see, 52% correction, 45% correction, somewhere around that point, right before the move up on Bitcoin. All right, and if we compare that to what's happening currently, well, we had that big correction from the 50K region into the 30Ks of almost 50%, a very similar correction. We saw a run up on Bitcoin. We saw, if going back on what we just said at the start of the video, a September correction here, okay, of around, 30%. So we had that September correction, and then we had that run up all the way into all-time highs in December 2017, okay? And in that time period, we saw a run up in Bitcoin dominance as people, shifted money into Bitcoins, FOMO'd into the market, FOMO'd into Bitcoin, chasing the returns of which were happening in that rally, all right? When we topped out in December 2017, we saw the Bitcoin price start to fall for a few weeks, okay? When that Bitcoin price fell, we saw Bitcoin dominance fall. And when Bitcoin dominance fell, we can see that starting from December 11th here, this is when Bitcoin topped out in this white line. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum went crazy and altcoins followed. All right, so Ethereum went up, over 200, 300% in the time period where Bitcoin had already topped out and was ranging in this area here around 15 to 20K. Right, then obviously we saw that capitulation and everything dropped just after this point on around just January 15th. Right, so I'm expecting something very similar to happen. That's why I've got that fractal there. And I just want to say as well that I'm expecting it to go a lot lower this time in Bitcoin dominance. And that's just simply due to the fact that if you measure a trend line on this whole chart, you can see it's shifting downwards. There's more altcoins in the market. There's more competition amongst altcoins, and hence Bitcoin dominance should go lower. I'm expecting around 25%. A lot of people, that's just speculation, obviously, but I am expecting it to go lower. 25% seems logical. It's according to this fractal as well. A lot of people I've heard have said as low as 10%. So who knows where it could go. The fact is it would, 99% chance it's going to go lower. It would be very, very, very surprising if it did not. So yes, I'm expecting that move up in Bitcoin dominance, essentially, as Bitcoin makes the run to my prediction of 120K to 150K between December and April. And then after that point, when Bitcoin tops out for the next week, few weeks or month, Bitcoin dominance is going to drop down here to the 25% low or around that point, definitely lower than 34%. We're going to see an altcoin season. Bitcoin's going to capitulate, altcoin's going to capitulate, and then we're going to see that drop down and a 3-year bear market. That's the basic prediction there. So I just wanted to inform you guys of that. And essentially, the takeaway from all of this speaking here is that we need to have, as I mentioned before, more money in Bitcoin in the current market. If we're going to go off the historical data, more money needs to be in Bitcoin, and we need to slowly, gradually shift that into altcoins as the move progresses and as altcoins start to overtake Bitcoin in terms of performance. And that's when you'll see the altcoin Bitcoin pair start to take off. That's when you'll see micro cap coins that, really shouldn't be taking off start to take off, simply due to the fact that there's a massive amount of FOMO and a massive amount of people who don't know what they're doing in the market. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you learned something from that video, put a lot of effort into it, so make sure to leave a like and join our Telegram group in the comments below in the description as well. You'll find the link. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.